Hey, Divine Ones, I'm Jerome Braggs, the intuitive that helps you heal yourself and manifest a life experience that feels like heaven on earth through the practice of self love. Today's video, I want to talk about a concept that's really important if you're on a healing journey, from a healing journey, especially if you're healing something in your body. And that is to understand that healing is very simple, but it's not always very easy. A lot of times people will ask me, Jerome, you talk about these concepts of healing, like they're very simple and they're so simple. Why don't people heal? Like, why don't people actually heal? And one of the reasons for that, there are a few reasons, but one of the main reasons is because though it's simple, meaning that there's not a lot of complex parts and pieces that you need to do to really allow your body to heal and be well, it's not easy because it's going to ask you to face a few things, and it is the facing of the things, and change some things and rearrange some things about you. And it's that oftentimes people come up against blocks. So before I get into what some of those blocks are, the first thing to understand is healing is about returning ourselves to our natural state of wholeness, returning ourselves to our natural state of wholeness from wherever we left it from however we left it from. And again, as soul beings, our natural state of wholeness is love energy. We are made of love energy, we are made from love energy, and we are made for love energy to receive it. So when we're talking about healing, healing is very simple. It is about returning yourself to love and to stop doing the things that are taking love from you or taking you away from love or that are withholding you from love or draining you from love, right? So that's very simple. Like, get more love in. Get more love in. Come back home to yourself. Come back home to your true self and stop doing the things that take you away from your truth. That's really what healing is mostly about. What does that even take then, Jerome? Well, I'm glad you asked. So, in order to return to our wholeness, we have to stop doing the things that are taking us away from that. And that's parts where we may be suppressing aspects of ourselves, like where we may be suppressing some parts of our personality or suppressing some aspects of our sexuality or suppressing some aspects of our beliefs or our thoughts or what we want to say. Like, whatever you are suppressing or hiding or pushing away, healing requires you to embrace it and express it. Now, why that is not easy is because that's when your fears come up. That's when the fears come up of, will I be loved if I be this part of myself? Will I be safe if I be this part of myself or I express this part of myself? Because a part of the reason why you're hiding that or you're suppressing it or you're rejecting it or trying to push it away is because you were made to believe somehow that if you embrace that aspect of yourself and you expressed it, then you would lose love. You would be rejected or you would be criticized or you would be abandoned in some way or you would be harmed in some way, so you would lose safety. That's mainly what our major fears are. I'm afraid of losing love. I'm afraid of losing safety. You have to heal these fears. You have to release and dissolve them in order to heal, because if you don't, you will continue to try and find different ways to suppress, different ways to reject aspects of yourself, different ways to starve yourself of love. Because expression is how you feed the self love, because the self is love. Like, so when you're expressing yourself, you're literally letting love flow through you. So that's one thing. Other thing is, anywhere you feel ashamed, you've got to heal. You've got to instead of feeling shame, you've got to feel love. And shame is about where you feel like you're not enough, where you feel like there's something wrong with you, and you feel like because there's something wrong with you, you won't be loved if this thing is known or seen. Shame is another way where we hide as well. Shame is an aspect of fear, but I really like to name it shame because you can sometimes other fears feel different than shame. So shame is really about something's inadequate about me, something's not enough, and because it is, I won't be loved. I'm not enough. I won't belong. And you've really got to work on understanding that all of you is worthy and there is nothing wrong with you. There may be something different about you, but difference isn't wrongness. And that no matter what difference is, no matter what you have or you don't have, no matter how you look or you don't look, no matter where you are or where you're not, you are still lovable and loved, and that never changes. Now that's hard because you may have had been socialized to believe differently for many, many years. So you're really dealing with years of socialization or traumatization. You may have gone through some type of trauma that placed that type of belief in you. And you may have to do some work to release that trauma and release that belief. That is where the challenge comes in. It's very simple. You just need to let that belief go and reconnect to your worthiness. That's not always easy because you may have held that belief for a very long time. Like for me, I was teased a lot for the shape of my body. I was also, so I believed my body wasn't enough as it was. I grew up in a culture and an environment where it was constantly around in the environment and all types of messages where being attracted to the same gender was not okay, was not lovable. Also, I grew up in a religious home, so the belief that I could see and speak with people who had passed on, and I could see people's energy and read that. That was not also okay. So I grew up with a lot of things that said who I am naturally, like who parts of what my natural self is, are not okay and they're wrong. And it took me a long time to heal those things. One, because they were very deeply grounded in them, and also we're not taught in our institutions, in our religions, in our schools, a lot about how to heal emotional wounds, how to heal soul wounds. And so I had to do some really, some work on that. But that was the challenging part. It was easy what I had to do. I just had to heal my wounds. And when my wounds were gone, I returned to the love that I am. And I've begun to heal because of that. But that's why healing is not easy. You've got to address your fears. You have to heal all of your shames. And this is the other part of this. This is the change part of this. You have to change. Like a disease is coming, it's not here to punish you, it's here to invite you on a journey of positive change to where you come back home to the truth of yourself. And one of the changes you have to do is you have to stop doing the things that drain you of love. You have to stop doing the things that stress you. You have to stop hanging around people that don't support you, where you're always overgiving and you're never receiving. You have to start hanging around people that nourish you and uplift you. You have to stop doing the things that make you feel disempowered and hanging around the people that disempower. And that's difficult because if you have any type of people-pleasing tendencies, if you really want people to like you, that's going to challenge that. Because here's the thing, if you cannot hold to your desire to be liked by everyone, and you cannot hold to a people-pleasing behavior and heal at the same time, because those things are going to sabotage what you're healing. You are not going to be able to do the things that you need to do to heal while you're trying to be liked by everybody, because you're going to have to say no. You're going to have boundaries in order to rest, in order to do the things that prioritize what nourishes you. You're going to have to not, be in service to everybody all the time. And you're going to have to learn how to put you first. And that may anger some people. That may make some people not like you for a minute. And if you are still operating by those behavioral patterns, you're going to sabotage your healing process, and you're just going to continue trying to do that. So one of the things you're going to have to do in your healing journey is you're going to have to let go of those patterns. And instead of being a people pleaser, you're going to have to be a self pleaser first. Instead of being an overgiver, you're going to have to be a receiver, right? Instead of being always at the service of other people and being so selfless, you're going to have to learn how to be self-full, to do the things that fill your cup so that you are full of your own energy and your soul's energy instead of always filling other people's. And this is where the challenge comes in. This is not like a ridiculously hard thing. It will push up against some fears that you've had ingrained in you that are being now that you're going to have to heal. It's very simple work. It really is very simple. When I work with people, a lot of times my clients are like, wow, this is what you're asking me to do is really simple. And the things where you're laying out for me, the process that you've laid out for me to heal is very simple, but it's challenging because I have to have a conversation with my family and tell them I can't be as available, or I can't operate out of fear anymore. I can't keep hiding. I have to let myself be seen. I have to speak up for what I need. I have to speak up for myself at my job. I can't keep doing the things that I was doing. I have to become a person that is in service to themselves, that supports themselves, and that allows love to be poured through them and into them and through them. And when you do that, love is the medicine. Love will heal. It's not all about like all this other stuff and you trying to heal. All you're trying to do is become the wholeness of who you are and return from all the places that you've left your wholeness and stop leaving your wholeness. That's what healing is about. Very easy to say, not always as easy to do, but totally possible. It is completely possible to heal. It is completely possible, and you're supposed to heal because you are here. Your soul is here to be the well version of you, the happy version of you, the part of you that feels alive and joyous in the world. And anything that's in the way of that is what's going to be asked to be healed and released in your healing journey. I hope this has been an aha and this has served you in some type of way. As always, I love you. Now, until the next video, go love yourself. Bye.